Hello, good morning, everybody. It is a cold but sunny Saturday morning, and I'm finally getting around to do this voiceover, and I think this is take number 4, and I do believe I finally have the reverb mic button off, so hopefully this will go a little better. I usually don't realize that I bump the button or hit that volume knob until it's too late, and then I play it back and it's all stupid. Anyway, we are messing around, doing a little brainstorming with some ideas I've been carrying around once again in my head for a while, couple of weeks, and just sort of came upon it watching, observing the dragonflies buzz around. I have so many of them in my yard. Not so many now, that's a little cooler, but they'll sit at a certain level above my head, like 7 or 8 feet above. Seems to be the flight level they occupy. They just are swarming around, pulling all the bugs and mosquitoes out of the air. So I'm thankful for that bit of activity, that hard work they do, keeping those mosquitoes at bay. But they're pretty damn cool to watch. I don't want to say they're the coolest bug that I've seen, but they're up there. I mean, there's a lot of neat bugs. I could watch them. Spiders, no, I don't like the spiders, man. Keep them away. But the dragonflies are especially interesting, man. They will sort of hover in place, stop flapping their wings. I never knew they did that. I don't know if they're facing themselves into the breeze, but I noticed they just stop flapping their wings and they hold their station. It's pretty wild. I don't know a whole lot about dragonflies from the biological point of view, or the what are those guys who study insects, the insecto studio guy point of view, but they're pretty cool, and I love watching them. And they're intricate and detailed body parts, pieces and parts. And of course, I am just riffing on that idea off their body plan and coming up with my own little doohickeys here, my own drones and robots. Of course, that's just sort of the natural direction I go, I think. We're playing with some digital art here too, taking a break from the pencil or stepping away from it. Um, I usually, I've gotten really comfortable with the pencil. I want to say I usually do pencil because it's not always the case, but I have been doing a lot of pencil lately. Just simple sketch pad and 2H, 3B, those kind of pencils. Graphite fun. I don't feel so comfortable doing color a lot of times, just riffing off the color, starting that way from the sketch. So I'm just going for it here. And this is the oil color brush it's pretty much the default setting as provided on Clip Studio Paint. I'm using an old version of Clip Studio Paint. They had a couple of upgrades, but I really still like the number one version, or this first version. The panel layout is a little easier to navigate, it seems. Um, and that oil color brush is cool because it'll actually grab depending on your slider settings. The color beneath it, you can smush that around. Not entirely like a your typical palette and paintbrush style or workflow, but very similar. Um, just you gotta goof around with them sliders and type in your numbers that you want for the given values. And this one ends up being a little more of a dragonfly landing, because besides just flying around, they kind of post up and land on a very tippy top of whatever twig or stick, and it's crazy to watch because you can get real close to them, they won't freak out, and they'll just stay there and let you stare at them, if that's what you're into, I guess. And staring at dragonflies, spacing out on dragonflies. Alright, and I'm trying to get this situation where they pop their tail up and they just kind of grasp onto the top of the twig. I think I'm getting it a little better. I know these legs are not very good, or not right as they appear, because their back legs are really long. They kind of stretch it down from that raised abdomen area. Anyway, and as I was thinking about this, I'm watching this replay as I do the voiceover, I keep thinking of Dune all of a sudden, like the ornithopters, and that was not my intention. I think I've talked about it in the past. It's just nothing ever is 100% original. It's always derivative. But in this case, I think it was a little more honest, because I got the idea from staring directly at the dragonflies. But maybe that's where they got the idea for the Dune vehicles, the ornithopters. Maybe, probably, almost certainly, right? It's an ornithopter, Ornithoptera. So I'm still going with the heavily influenced by maybe spaceships done by Angus Mackay. I mean, if you're familiar with the Terran Trade Authority handbook books, series of books, those are a huge influence on so much of what I did, and probably did a lot of brain damage and left me stuck in a particular vision or style. But it's really a striking style that's had a lifelong effect on me and what I'm trying to do. So if you ever get the chance, check out those books. They may be long out of print now, though. Alright, I think got the basis for what we want to see: a landed dragonfly vehicle drone. And I still don't feel so comfortable. I guess this is kind of concept, more in the line of a concept sort of art, as opposed to a finished piece, right? I don't feel so comfortable, I was going to say, with the colors, and it's just kind of what colors I would suggest if I sat down and modeled this in 3D, doing some Blender. Because I mean, that's not really, you can see a real good artist, they'll have a striking contrast with the lighting, and it'll just look really good, or they'll be able to pull that off way better than I'm trying to do here, or capable for that matter. But I'm just having fun, seeing if I can actually pull this out of my skull to some degree. And I'm not using any references, I'm just winging it 100%. I think it would be a little more dragonfly looking if I had a visual reference, or even just did a quick Google image search. But I've stared at these guys enough to have a pretty rough understanding of a pretty good overall understanding, I think, of their body plan and how it looks. I don't know. See how it goes. Finish this up. So be a little drone, maybe a little hand-sized dragonfly drone, or it could actually be a full-size vehicle that you could fly around in. There's no sense of scale here. I didn't put any windows on there. So the wings are really cool. When you look at those, stare at their wings, it almost looks like water, the way they sparkle on the gentle ripples they have, full of those veins. I don't know if they're actual veins, and there's some kind of goo, some kind of dragonfly goo, blood flowing through them, or it's just like a bone structure, like aircraft stringers in the wing. ribs for strength. Trying to do some kind of fake surface, make it look like it has some kind of background, but I don't know if that's any good. I just kind of screwed it up. But you can always get rid of that. That's the beauty of digital, of course. Undo, undo, undo. With that red, I was thinking, it's the complementary color to that green, so it kind of pops a little bit, but I still don't know if I like that too much. Get rid of that. Was it better off? Maybe a little bit of that red. There we go. I think we're done. I have gotten bored and we are finished. If you stuck around this long, thank you. I appreciate your time. If you want to stop by again, we'll definitely be doing it again. Talk to you later. Bye.